I hear Tism every single time he does that.
Bo Henry
and Destiny Andrews.
We have a special guest today. Would you like to introduce the guest?
Hello, I brought up my friend that is the owner of Gamers and Geeks, along with multiple other businesses, named Tommy Wetjen. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are y'all?
I'm good.
I'm hanging in there.
So y'all know we do have this one live broadcasted on Facebook and YouTube. If you're missing it right now, then you can still catch it later.
So
now I know you've got the Gamers and Geeks, which is super, super fun, and you have like a bajillion things that happens there.
The dice.
On the dice. Yeah, you don't really have room for any extracurricular activities because you've got like that going on. But you've also got other businesses like what's the name of you have a WWE business?
Yeah. So I own Diamond Championship Wrestling. We have the Bullet Bob Armstrong Memorial Arena that's in Theodore, Alabama. We run twice a month. Also have a big part of MobyCon, president of that convention.
President of MobyCon?
Yeah.
That's fancy. Yeah. Okay.
And then
don't forget your pinky.
And then Gamers and Geeks conventions and real estate.
Real estate?
Yeah, I do some real estate, and that's about it.
Okay.
I picked up a little side job at Spirit Halloween this season.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, it's been fun. I found out that I love to dress up, so I've done. They had like theme days, so I dressed up like Edward. So I was a vampire, and I put like makeup on, but I do like glitter, and then I do like the glittery teeth, which was awesome.
Okay.
And then I did my friend Jimmy. I dressed up like him. It was occupational day, so I bought like a bald cap and a UPS outfit.
Yeah, I bought a bald cap too.
Yeah,
yeah,
oh, that's really good. Yeah, good job.
It's very natural.
And the lettering said large package expert. So I took a piece of tape and I wrote small and put it over large package expert. And then I forgot that I was wearing it, and I went into Publix, and they were like, small package expert. And I was, yeah. So that was fun conversation with the people there. But so we've been doing all kinds of things. I did like I dressed up like Violent J from ICP.
Okay.
I did the Joker in the dress whenever he wore the dress.
The nurse's uniform.
The nurse's uniform.
Yeah, we gotta have a talk.
Okay.
This is a podcast about ADHD, right?
Okay,
And
basically.
I just got triggered. So how old are you?
I'm 37.
How old are you?
I'll be 30 this year.
Okay, I'm 42. So I dress up like the Heath Ledger Joker from the scene where he saw Harvey Dent in the hospital, and he had a red wig on,
right?
And he pulls the mask down and he goes, "Hi,"
yeah.
right? And they had that little scene with the gun or whatnot, and then he blows up the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Well, do you know how many people didn't know what that was? And my costume it looked pretty good, like,
yeah.
you know, pretty close to the movie, right? And they did not know. I mean, I bet maybe 15 to 25% of the people that walked in the door recognized me, and the other one were like, "Oh, creepy nurse." And I'm like, am I that far disconnected from like reality and people of like what was cool and or funny to me, or the pop culture references that I get? Like,
okay, if it makes you feel any better, one time I went to a Comic-Con that G&G was holding, and I spent hours on makeup and like a shit ton of money on what to put together for my costume, and I was Mojo Jojo, and the youngins that were judging that one didn't know who the fuck I was. I had to explain it. I came in second. I still feel like I was robbed.
Yeah, I mean, what, Cinephiles? Isn't that what you go?
Yeah, you watch a shit ton of movies.
Yeah.
Was it held in Florida? Did they want to recount?
No, no.
Damn Chad.
Shoot, I'm sorry.
Don't talk about Chad. Nobody likes Chad.
But
no, Like but you got to think about how long ago was that movie released?
That was 20 years ago almost. Hold on.
What?
Something like that.
Oh,
What?
It had to
Yeah,
have been close to 20 years ago. Hold on.
What?
I'm just gonna look up Dark Knight, which was the first one. Wait, no,
Okay.
Dark Knight was it was Batman Begins.
Batman Begins and
Yeah.
then Dark Knight, right? And
Yeah.
Dark Knight is whenever
Batman
this
Begins was
should-
2005, which was 19 years ago.
Yeah, because my 20th.
Right.
Anniversary
So Dark Knight was
next
probably
year.
what? A few years after that?
that don't usually make me feel old.
It was like
What's
The Dark Knight was 2008.
Yeah.
So that was what, 16 years ago?
yeah. So
16 years ago. So that's
Man, that movie's driving.
where I'm at now. That's
Yeah.
where I'm at in life. I am officially the old guy who says pop culture references that people don't get. I'm still stuck on, Step Brothers and Happy Gilmore, and
don't feel bad.
it's I can't.
Don't feel bad. I do it too.
This
I do
guy
it
has a
all the time.
library of just DVDs.
I do
Yeah.
too. I have a whole thing full of DVDs. That's another thing. I said, "Hey, have you seen this movie?" My friend was like, "No." I was like, "Oh, I got it on DVD. You can borrow it." They were like, "I have the DVD player."
Yeah,
And they just
how do
looked
I
at me
play
with
it?
disgust, and I was like,
Like with disgust? No.
"Oh my god!"
Everybody's like, what do you do with DVDs? I watch them. What else do you do with the DVD? You watch them.
No, I keep a couple in case there's a hurricane, but
There was this old man on Simpsons. That's how old I am. And he said, I used to be with it, and then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's me.
Oh, the last time I went and did comedy, I dressed up as Charlie Brown,
Okay.
and I had my dog with
Did you do a
me.
little dance?
No, I didn't.
You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Hands on the side.
No, but I had the dog with me, and I had him dressed up as Snoopy.
Okay.
So I went up there, and I had at least 6 Charlie Brown jokes. After the first 2, I was like,
I'm done.
no.
I used to draw Woodstock all the time. I bet people don't even know who Woodstock is.
Oh, I do. I mean,
Yeah, I would
but
hope so if you were Charlie Brown.
everybody looked at me like I was dumb when I was trying to do these jokes using the characters.
He was performing in front of a bunch of Gen Z.
They were like 25.
Yeah.
The whole table of like 25-year-olds, and they're like,
What?
huh?
Man, people come in and they'll ask for a costume. And they're like, "Oh, do you have?" And I'm like, "Huh?" And I'll
Do
get
what?
it about
What?
2 or 3 times, and I'll just search it in the computer. Like, there's so many things that I don't even know
Yeah.
what it is.
Then
Like-
you got
like-
new cartoons for little kids.
Caroline, and then there's
I know Caroline.
Caroline.
Yeah,
What-
it's the claymation Tim Burton.
It's Coraline.
Coraline.
See,
Coraline.
okay, what
I was
is
close.
Throughout the entire movie, they call her Caroline, and she's like, "It's Coraline." The whole movie is it's Coraline.
I've never seen it. What is
It's really good, actually.
what's the dog? Bluey?
Bluey.
I thought,
yeah.
I thought that was Blue's Clues.
No, Blue's Clues is a thing of the it's not a thing of the past, but Bluey is the new.
Bluey is
Big
a sibling, a mom with depression, and a dad. I know the mom has depression.
I had
but
never watched it. I know my friends' kids, they're little, they love Bluey.
Yeah, but if the kids watch it, the parents love it. Every
Yeah.
time I've met a parent whose kid watches Bluey, they're like, "Oh, I love it. You really get to learn different things,
Oh, my
and it makes
buddy's
you
dad.
think." And
My buddy's dad, he's like, "Oh yeah, Bluey's my man." He's like, we sit down in the recliner and watch Bluey. I'm like, I don't know.
I never
what
felt
Bluey
that
is.
way about Paw Patrol.
I
No.
grew up on Beavis and Butthead. I grew up on Ren and Stimpy. I grew up on Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes, yeah.
Like Wile E. Coyote. And so I mean, like, it probably explains how twisted I am. Like the movie I remember watching as like, I don't know, it was like 10 or 12. Like the most as a kid was Happy Gilmore.
Okay.
Right? Like I watched that movie just a million. You don't want to watch that movie with me because I'm kind of saying it to myself as it's happening.
That
Whole
Billy
Me with
Madison.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's bad. But like
That and Billy Madison.
Billy Madison, see, mine goes from Waterboy to Happy So Happy Gilmore to Waterboy.
Oh, shit.
I love Billy Madison. Like, my favorite part of that movie is like, God, give me the number. Whenever she was like taking off her clothes, every time you had a question right, and then he couldn't remember the date.
Yeah, and then he gets it right, and it's Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Correct.
1842. God, give me the number. You ever seen that?
Yes. Like once. I was very behind on all of the Adam Sandler movies, so my ex made me sit down and watch like all of them. Except for the one that had something to do with diamonds where he was way too serious and it did not grab my attention at all.
Diamonds.
Yeah, like I think it was called like Black Diamonds or something. It's the only damn movie where Adam Sandler was like serious as fuck and it did not hold my attention.
Spanglish was the serious movie.
Spanglish wasn't as serious as this one. This one was like he was a jewel dealer and that's all he cared about.
Cobbler?
Yes, it is a good one.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I like that.
He's like fixes shoes and his machine breaks, so he has to use the one from his dad that's down in the basement, and every shoe that he fixes he puts on and he turns into that person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh wait, maybe I haven't seen it. What's the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah, it was interesting. There was a couple of funny parts, like Method Man's in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, what's the one where he's telling stories to the kids and the stories
Bedtime?
I mean, that sounds about right. That sounds like an accurate ass title.
Click was, I like Click.
Click I like a lot, yeah.
This one's making the duck do all the work.
I like what's his name? Christopher Walken?
Yeah.
That guy's just so funny. What?
No, like I can hear him already. He hasn't opened his mouth. Go ahead.
Some more cowbell. More cowbell.
I like have you seen Joe Dirt, where he's like, I don't like your tone. You're talking to me all wrong. Do it again. I'll stab you in the face with a thought iron.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You're talking to me? Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, he's in some roles that like surprise me sometimes. Yeah. And after I see him in those roles, it's like you can't unsee him in that role. And that's one of them. You're talking to my man all wrong.
Where's my water?
But yeah, I'm a big movie guy, so it's quite funny.
Are y'all looking for a reaction out of me? I just get another water. What just happened? You'll only be able to tell by watching the YouTube and Facebook. Have fun.
That's right.
So with the wrestling, how often do y'all do the wrestling?
Every other week, pretty much. I mean, like unless there's like holiday or something weird or whatnot. We're gonna have our first pay-per-view where you can actually order it from home and it's live.
Oh, nice.
And that's November 29th, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool.
November 29th. So you can buy tickets and be there live, or you can watch it from home. And I don't know if y'all know this or not, but our executive producer, you ever watch any WWE back in the day?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know DX, Degeneration X. Okay, so Road Dogg,
Triple H, and Six Pac,
Shawn Michaels, Road Dogg, and Billy Gunn, right? Well, Road Dogg, his brother is Scott Armstrong. Armstrong family is huge. He was in WWE, WCW, TNA. Bullet Bob was their dad. Anyway, that's Road Dogg's brother. He was a referee for WWE, and he was the referee for like when Daniel Bryan won the title, CM Punk, like all these crazy moments. He was the referee in the match, like John Cena, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, he's our executive producer. Nice. So he lives, I think, in Florida somewhere, like maybe Pensacola or something like that. And he travels and he's behind. I think it's just so fun to like work with him. He's back there with the headset on, and they're communicating and everything. And it's just, switch to camera 1 to camera 4, and they're telling them to switch the cameras and okay, cue this thing up. And it's just awesome to watch. It's so much fun.
I always wanted to get into it. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I don't understand. I don't have a whole lot to contribute on this situation. So
I would say
because it got quiet, and then he looked at me, and I felt pressured to say something.
No, I remember DX. That was probably right before.
I know I had an action figure of The Rock. That's all I had.
Still around.
Yeah.
Now his gimmick now is the final boss.
The final boss.
Yeah. And he's a bad guy. He came back and he was good, and then he turned heel, which is what the bad guys are called. And
wait, The Rock still does wrestling things?
Well, he left for a long time, and then he came back to make an appearance. So WWE got bought by a parent company called TKO. TKO also owns UFC.
Yeah.
So WWE people, Dana White and stuff, all working together. So I think eventually you're going to see maybe like some cool crossovers, like
Well, I mean, Ronda Rousey's already on it.
Well, she's gone now, but like she was
on it.
But
like her.
Gregor, like I can see some really.
I like him from afar.
Yeah, I can.
Not in the same room, but like
I can see some really cool crossovers happening.
Yeah. No, he was in the what was the new one? The new Roadhouse movie.
Was he?
Yeah. Conor McGregor was the asshole.
guy.
He was Conor McGregor as Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
And he was just an asshole. But look, watch that movie for the fight scenes. The new dude.
The fight scenes were really cool.
The fight scenes are done in a way that's like crazy. Like you'll follow the punches, and it's like more immersive somehow. It's really, really fun to watch.
Yeah, she made me come over to watch it.
Yeah,
whenever it came on,
I watched it like 4 times in like 3 days to make other people watch it, and I don't rewatch movies that very often.
What is the older guy's name that was in the first one? Like Sam.
Patrick Swayze.
No, that's Patrick Swayze. I'm talking about the older guy in the first one. The guy with the gray hair.
Bo.
Sam something. He was in like the ranch on Netflix.
His name's always Bo.
Elliot.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah,
I love that actor.
I can't believe I remembered that.
Because his name was Bo in
That'd been cool.
that movie.
Yeah.
He was named Bo in that movie, and then he was Bo on the ranch.
He looked so old in that movie, and yet he's on the ranch. It's like, how old are these people? I watched Deadpool Wolverine. Blade was in it.
Yeah.
I was like, and I love how they did like all the throwback stuff. So I had to Google, how old Wesley Snipes is?
He is 60?
62. I was like, what? This dude looks the same.
He's been working out a lot while he was in jail.
Prison makes you hard.
Came back a better vampire slayer.
P. Diddy's about to find out.
Oh man. Shall get canceled?
Oh
God,
dude.
just for saying it out loud. We've been like putting a disclaimer every time we use Hawk Tua. This is not ours.
Oh, they sell Hawk Tua merch at
I know, that's your profile picture.
Yeah.
When I walked into Spirit Halloween and I saw the whole little section of Hawk Tua, I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
Hey, she's capitalizing. Can't blame her.
She's
dude. Okay. Here's my opinion.
Okay.
I don't know if this was planned out or not, but I think her taking that month hiatus only made it more popular because they didn't know who she was. The memes just kept growing and videos kept growing and stuff like that. And then she came in. I think she was like a millionaire within like a week or something stupid. You know what I mean? So like, I think her delaying who she was and stuff only helped. Right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
she starts turning into a rumor, and then they get to meet the actual one.
Right. And then ask her the questions and blah, blah, right? Maybe she started the rumors. Oh, she's a school teacher. She got fired or whatever, right? Like maybe she started the rumors to disprove them while she's getting it copyrighted, right? Just to come in and make $1 million.
Well, I mean, everybody wanted to talk to her after that. Right now she's got like the second most listened to podcast on Spotify and Amazon.
Really?
Just like, yeah, she started a podcast called Talk to A.
Oh my god.
And
Capitalize.
she is just behind Joe Rogan.
So you know who Ralphie May is?
Yeah.
Comedian.
It sounds
Myth
so
comedian. You don't know?
It sounds very familiar. Don't look at
Big
me.
guy.
When I started doing comedy, I stopped
Big
watching
guy,
so
high
many.
pitched voice.
Yeah. So he
Actually, I just got sent something of his like yesterday or day before. Actually,
he basically invented Hawktua.
okay.
Like he was it was some kind of skit that he did. I don't remember the exact thing, but it was like you know, like if you want to make your man happy or whatever, like this is the thing you do. And then it was like every kiss begins with right, and like and he said that you could just do that with the Zales catalog on the top of your head. There was a whole skit about it, and like it was just like she ripped that off and she just repackaged that, and now it's making $1 million. Hey, smart. I'll tell you what I've been doing. I take a funny meme that I see and I just turn it into my thing with Jimmy. So like I saw something I saw something on Facebook a couple days ago. It made me laugh. It was like I told her I liked Halloween. I didn't think she would ghost me or something like that, right? And I was like, oh my god, that's funny, right? So I put on Facebook like, you know, me, man, I wonder why she ghosted me. Jimmy, I know why she ghosted me. It's because you told her you like Halloween. Me, I hate you, Jimmy, right? Because I'm always saying I hate Jimmy. Well, so you can just literally take, and I did my hands look like this, so his hands can look like that. And I took like a picture of like, you know, the calluses on my hands from working out. And I took a picture of like girls' hands holding cake. You know what I mean? Like, so like, and just take like old memes and just repackage them. Like, so that's all you gotta do. Just easy peasy.
You can't have the monopoly on the memes, right?
Well,
Yeah.
apparently there's a whole AI formula that you can download to make your own stuff.
Yep.
Really?
You don't even have to work at it.
Yeah. I've actually did I send those to you or did you find them on your own? It smells good. But
no, I sent it to you.
You sent it to me?
Yeah.
But I thought they were just starting to pop up. Oh, thank you. So anyhow, it's like a website where you go and you can find a script, and then it'll give you an AI voice to read that script, and then you go to a different one for visuals, and it could be like somebody doing a run through on Minecraft or just a bunch of different slime videos or whatever, and they have the AI speak the script over that video and then just posts it, and you can set it up to post a new video for you every day.
Oh wow! So you don't have to make content.
No,
it just makes it for you.
Yeah. It takes like two maximum 3 different apps to just have AI make that shit for you.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
So quick. So quick. And we do it all old school, which hurts my feelings.
Well, like you were initially trying to set up this whole thing to have like the board and the microphones and all that, and that was nice. But then everything started falling apart. We're like, fuck it, use our phone.
Well, I mean, I
Sometimes
bought a very expensive phone that would pick up really good quality. So I mean, we could have even done the StreamYard on it, because every time we do it remotely, mine's clear.
Yours is clear, but like whenever you were here, we would try plugging the soundboard into the
I'm not talking about using the soundboard. I'm talking about just using the phone in general.
Well, I have to make you invest some kind of time into this thing. I can't be doing all the fucking work, Bo.
Hey now.
Your All-Star, get your game on. He died. Found that out today.
Inside joke. While they were getting everything set up, they said basically that, and I was like, "Oh man, it's kind of sad that he died." And it was like, "Wow, way to kill the mood."
Good thing you didn't kill him.
Yeah,
he was already dead.
Yeah. Wait, how did he die though? Was it cocaine? Say it was cocaine. Cancer? That's different.
So it wasn't like the lead singer of Drowning Pool who choked on a hot dog.
What?
Pretty sure that's how he died. The original lead singer of Drowning Pool. choked on
Imagine
hot
having
dog.
a band that include, like, in your band name includes a way of dying, and you die via hot dog.
Well, I mean, let the bodies hit the floor.
They did. He said, "I got that dog in me."
I think I want to say they called up
Acute liver failure.
No,
I
I
wanna
don't think he found it very cute. I don't think he was in the middle of that happening going, "Aw."
He was 56.
That's unfortunate.
Damn, that's right around the corner.
I bet he still looked the same, though.
You know what's weird is like whenever you're young, like 56 feels so far away, and then you turn like late 30s, early 40s, and you're like, wow, that's mean stuff.
I remember being in my first year of high school looking at the big fancy books that the seniors are having to carry around and going, wow, it's going to be forever till I'm there. Now I look back and I'm like, take me back.
Yeah.
I actually ate food every day, at least 2 square meals. And I had friends. I mean, you look back at that shit, the school stuff didn't really matter.
When at what age did you start realizing that it's harder to make friends the older we get?
I was this many days old.
This many?
This many?
This many. Okay.
No, it's like that's recently happened. Just learning that, like, I'm one of the people that I don't necessarily like. We have to have like maybe a common ground, but then I don't necessarily care what you do. You could do, X, Y, or Z. I don't care as long as we share a common bond, and we're both good people, right? Like,
Right.
Be a good person, have a common ground. Other than that, I don't care if we're different on Alabama football or Auburn football or no football at all, right? Or if it's, just any risque topic, right? Like I don't care what you do, how you vote, or anything like that. Just be a good person, treat me right, treat other people right, be nice to animals, right?
Yeah.
When I moved to Alabama, I knew no one. I knew my future wife at the time and her family. That was it. And then I was like a year and a half in, I was like, it's really hard to make friends when you're this old and you're not in high school and you don't have to be somewhere where other people your age are there.
Yeah, see, that's it though. When we turn into adults, we've got the complacency of like, okay, well, we've got to work to pay these bills. And I'm so damn tired of from working. I'm gonna go home, and then it's work home, and then you end up having this monotonous cycle going on. You're not putting yourself out there in front of people. How do you expect to meet people if you don't go where people are?
Well, I also think it's that, and it goes like a step deeper as to when you're younger, you have more time. So everything feels like it's so long away. Whereas when you're older, you have to adult and clean your house and taxes and, car insurance and tags and jobs and, all these other things that eat up so much of your time. So when you do get some time, you become more selective of who you're willing to give it to. Yeah. Right? Like, you're just like, oh man, do I really want to go downtown and blah, 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 or just want to go home and take a hot bath and eat a meal, right? Like, you become kind of more selective as to
I agree with that.
Who you're willing to give that to, like at least that's what I do. I didn't go to Art Walk. I wanted to go to Art Walk this weekend, and I worked a long shift, and I was the Joker thing I was talking about earlier. Right. I had that grease makeup on, and something got in my eyes, and my eyes was burning, and I was hungry, and I worked like 10 hours, and I was over it. I just went home. It wasn't worth driving 30 minutes there, fighting for parking, right, to walk around for an hour while hungry, not being able to eat anything because I have food allergies and stuff, and then driving back home for 40 minutes. It just, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home.
I went to a friend's house to watch football, which I only watch football when my friends invite me over to watch football.
Yeah, I was about to say, you watched football?
Yeah.
Like, I know you're all like, oh, LSU or whatever.
I enjoy watching football, but it doesn't rule my life, and I don't go out of my way to do it.
I will watch the hell out of the football game if I have money on it. That's about it.
But
and then you scream at TV.
Yeah, it was more. It was
face paint, pigtails, the colors.
It was more. I'm here to drink beer than it is I'm here to watch football. So, and then I came over and watched The Machine, or I tried to watch The Machine, and I got really, really drunk and fell asleep on the couch.
Oh, you're talking about
Saturday.
Okay, yeah. You fucking came over at 2 a.m. Go, we need to do a podcast episode. So y'all know that podcast episode is future dated for the 20th. Bo is heavily intoxicated.
So drunk.
Yeah. Do you remember the majority of your favorite subject? If you only got one tooth, you shouldn't want a man to have a college degree.
Yeah. It was straight up Tinder.
Yeah.
Tinder bashing women.
It's like what you're doing right now is called body shaming. And you're like, no, it means something.
No, I'm just saying you can't put that out there in the world when you look a certain way.
Okay.
Like you have to have self-image, and if you're proud of yourself, that's awesome.
Hey.
But
I'm looking for a girl in finance. 6'5", blue eyes. Finance.
I can't.
Trust fund.
I can't stand up and show my gut and be like, she's got to be red hair, green eyes. Ooh. She's 5'6" and has no cellulite at all.
No cellulite, damn. Women would actually, you would get posted and say, like, this motherfucker.
I have an interesting
that's what
topic of conversation.
Women have
risky. Hold on, I gotta find it.
No, it's hard.
But
women have a way of saying, you can't do that, and then they go do it. Just like how women will say, men are dogs. Men only want to talk about sex. You know what women talk about when they're together? Sex. The lack of sex. The things that we used to do that were involved in sex. Man, that guy over there, I wonder how big his dick is. That is what we fucking say.
Okay. So
every once in a while, it's like, oh yeah, no, I'm cramping.
Are you 6 foot?
I'm gonna get canceled just for sounding like that.
So hold on. Here was the topic of conversation.
Okay.
And I need your input heavily.
Okay.
So we'll wait till she comes
back.
Until then.
I'm looking for my babe. Okay.
Like my thing is like how many women have? You gotta be at least 6 foot tall.
I saw this post on Facebook.
Okay.
Okay.
And these questions for me? Or?
It said my criteria for dating material. Okay. Over 6 feet, over 200 pounds, less than 100 miles, under 60, Christian, no tattoos on their neck, can spell and use punctuation for the most part, likes animals, moderate political views, would also make my kids a priority. I'm going to be forever alone, aren't I? So what if this was a guy and he said under 5'4", under 130 pounds, right? Like you know, and posted this criteria. Not look, everyone's going to have their mental preference, right? Like, you're going to be like, ooh, I find this more attractive than that, right?
Yeah.
And that's why there's all kinds of stuff out there on the internet, right? Because there's a little bit of everything for everybody, right?
You can't really kink shame anymore.
But, I'm 5'8.5".
Oh, and a half. You're an and a half kind of guy.
With shoes off. I'm not talking about no shoes on, bull crap, standing. This is rounding down, because if you meet me and I'm a little bit taller than what you expected, I won, right? Whereas if you meet me and I'm like, oh, I'm 5'10", and then you meet like, man, this dude ain't no 5'10", right? I'd rather like make him think it's less, and then I surprise him like, oh wow, this is not as bad.
Yeah, bought any of those little spacers
under your crap, right?
Lifters.
So
I bought a pair just so I could take them off whenever I take my socks off, so they could be like, "What is that?"
But I can't.
It's my height, baby. It's my height.
I can't change that.
Yeah, so like,
I wish I was 6 foot. My dad was 6'3.5", but my mom was 4'10". Right? Like, so somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what you're talking about is a normal bullshit that is a difference between men and women, and so many women want to act like there's not such a difference. But just as you're saying, like if a man, so a woman posts that, and you know what she's getting on those comments, like, no, there are men out there that can fulfill that. That's totally reasonable. Whereas if a man sits there and says, I want a woman that has these specific qualities, they're going to get called a pig or how dare you or just completely shamed over
double
it.
Standard.
It is a double standard. And recently, I say recently, it was within the last 2 months. It was during the Olympics, actually. Somebody said something about the women weren't allowed to wear the skimpy shorts. And the pictures that they posted, the woman had no ass whatsoever. And I'm a bit of an asshole, I guess, because I was like, what? I mean, you aren't missing a lot. It's right there. And I mean, that was my thought. And then like all of a sudden all these women started coming at me like that's body shaming and and I'm like, it doesn't make any sense that y'all are sitting there telling me that this is body shaming whenever this is me referring to my preference in women, not just expressing that this woman does not, scoot my boat or anything. Social
media is the definition of play a stupid game, win a stupid prize. Right? Now you can create a big following and you can come up with an idea or a product or something like that and market to that big following. And that's your prize, right? Yeah. But the amount of stuff you have to do to get that, or the amount of if you say something wrong or interpretation. There's a pie meme. Have you ever seen the pie meme? Oh my God.
Okay.
I'm just going.
Pie like PI or pie like PIE?
PIE.
Okay.
I mean, like is
it a pie chart? Man, would you rather be in the woods with a woman or a pie?
A pie.
A pie.
A pie.
It's hot out here. Did you bring bug spray? See, we're gonna get canceled because I'm not super feministic. I'm realistic.
Here it is. My name is Alicia, and I would be selling apple pies from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. for only $5. If you would like one, please call me at 999-999-9999.
Okay.
People on social media. Oh my God. I want one. How much are they? Pie. I would like a pie. What kind are you selling? I just sent you a message. Could you send me the info on how to get a pie? Yes, I love pies. How can I order one? Hello, I've sent several emails and no one will email me back. I really want a pie. And what's the latest I can get a pie? I really need to know the cutoff time. And
like every bit of that info is in the listing.
This is not like the most true thing ever, right?
Yeah.
Like, so play a stupid game, win a stupid prize, right? You say something that is truly under your beliefs, just like this person said their preference, right? But if I were to say mine, you were to say yours, or you were to say yours, destroyed by having a preference. So we're all supposed to be individual and have our own likes and wants, but we can't say that. Because if we do, then that makes you bad, or you're shaming, or something like that, right? Like
it's an asshole.
Yeah. Like it's all a double standard.
So
you know what I mean?
Our next episode is going to get us canceled.
We're working on it. Okay, we're building up to go down so that whatever we do go down, at least it's fun. How about that?
Hey, man,
that's what she said.
Now
I'm canceled.
Look. If I'm gonna screw up, I'm screwing up big. Okay, we're going down in a blaze of glory.
You lost a kitten once. Y'all can't see him on camera, but he looks so small right now because he's sitting in a little bitty chair.
I found that kitten. Okay.
Someone else found that kitten and called you.
Hey, I had the tag on him. I found the kitten.
You made the kitten findable. My point is, he's right.
I mean,
if he's going down a blaze of glory.
Yeah, but in order to go down, you gotta see how high you can go.
Yeah,
first, so you can crash it harder, right?
Yeah.
Like what's a crash from here? Nothing. Well, you got to get way up there.
Well, I also ended up having a good 3 days after that.
You did. I was envious. Whatever.
Okay.
I can't ever have 3 days like that. It's bullshit.
I might screw up, but when I screw up big, and I come out smelling like a rose.
Whatever.
Just saying.
Whatever. You're just having one of those teenage days, the early 20s.
I'm in my midlife crisis. What do you want from me?
Go get a ear piercing.
Everybody in my family dies in their 60s. So I'm 37. I'm in midlife crisis right now.
Get an ear piercing.
My earlobes are too big for that.
I got the barbed wire tattoo recently because I always wanted that when I was like a teenager. So
I noticed it was fresh.
Yeah, they ghost line this because there wasn't enough time, so I got to go back the end of this month. And I got DCW tattoo. I got Beavis and Butthead, Jackass, Ren the Stimpy. This is like my bad influence arm.
Okay.
And owls, because I like owls.
I got the Thundercat symbol.
There you go.
Twice.
He's got it on his chest and he's got it on his back. I thought you, like, he turned around, he's walking around, I was like, oh, I thought you had that tattoo on your chest. I don't know why I thought that. He goes, because I do. And he turned around, I'm like, why do you have it twice? He said, it looks like it's going through me. I said,
is the other one backwards?
No, they're facing
backwards. It is really going.
I said, no, it just looks like you have the same tattoo twice. That's all it looks like.
It's supposed to be the start of a whole shoulder piece. And I just never have the money to finish it. Yeah. There's always something more important than for me to go get a tattoo.
It's okay, Bo. We'll get famous and officially your tattoo won't look like you.
Send money for my tattoo, please.
He says we're taking donations for Bo to not have the same fucking tattoo twice.
I just wanted.
Is that your only tattoo?
I had another one on my hand and I've been slowly burning it off.
Oh.
Is it a ring tattoo?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to finish taking it off in December.
Yeah.
When I have my 2-week break.
What, so you're just going to spend 2 weeks burning the shit out of your hand, or?
It only takes 10 minutes.
To burn it? Do the salt and ice challenge on it. It'll come off. Did you ever do the salt and ice challenge?
No.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. That's okay.
Don't bring it up. You'll get it canceled.
Internet, do you remember?
The internet remembers. There's no way the internet doesn't. It blew up. Amber tried it. I'm pretty sure we've talked about it on here
like
before.
It could be like the whatchamacallit effect, like, Richard Simmons in the Mandela effect.
Yeah,
just erased it.
Look, okay, so first off, so I brought up the Mandela effect earlier, so you rock for bringing that back up. But okay, so I've got a Mandela effect thing that doesn't make any fucking sense. So at the beginning of it was 22, people were talking, or at the end of 21 or whatever, it was a chat where people were like, oh yeah, at the end of this year, our dimension is going to like casually collide with another dimension and keep on going. And of course, I'm hearing these things and I'm like, whatevering everything. But then, all right, so in 21, I worked at True Green. I was a tree and shrub expert. And there was somebody that had this holly bush in their front yard that I couldn't figure out what the problem with it was. My managers gave me a bounce around, so I didn't have an answer for him. So I purposely avoided talking to this guy. He was pissed off. He was like in his mid-30s, maybe early 40s. Short, stout, white guy, dark hair, and just mad that I couldn't tell him what the fuck was up with this holly. And so I avoided. I didn't even knock on his door, whatever. One day, like at the very beginning of 2022, he's got a new holly bush there, and I left a note that was like, hey, so since we never figured out what the issue was with that first holly, the issue might continue forward with this one. Because people will replace them and pretend that it's not about to re-happen. It happens. So the next time I went up to his house, I had somebody there that I was training, and I went to go knock on the door, because when you're training, you have to fucking do that. So went, knocked on the door. Guy that met almost the exact like physical description that I could give for this dude, except like 30 years older. This old man that fit that perfectly comes to the door. And I'm talking to him about the holly bush. He goes, I don't know what you mean, by the way. I saw your note, but I've had that holly bush right there for over 3 years. Nothing's been wrong with it. And I was like, oh, well, I mean, your son or nephew or something came out and talked with me at some point. And he goes, no, ma'am, I have lived here for 10 years and nobody else has lived here. I don't even have family come over all that often. And I was fucking blown away because I knew exactly what I had seen. And now I'm seeing something that's totally different. And I'm just going to throw it out there. You can't disprove what I thought because I fucking saw it, okay? Same guy, totally different age, like double the age. Doesn't remember shit about his Holly Bush. And I was the only person that could sit there and say, this really happened. And I actually, after that, I started paying more attention. There were a couple yards that I recognized and I had been there before, but like there's a whole fucking tree that was in a different part of the yard. It was in the front yard at first, but it's over in the side yard now. And that didn't make any sense to me. And one house said that I had never been there before, but I had done treatments there multiple times and I should be on the paper. So the beginning of 2022 was a fucking mind fuck for me.
I have crazy theory.
What?
Okay.
I don't know if I want to hear.
There used to be old Sims, which is not where you controlled the individual people, but the towns, right?
Okay.
So you build like roads, said this is industrial, this is city, and stuff like that. It was Sim City, right? This
Right.
was before it came out, right? Like Windows 95. So, and then it count like the Sims, right? But like one of the things in that was like, you could plant trees, you could do X, Y, and Z, and you could, so you were the mayor and you like control the taxes, but like money came in, but you had to update the roads and you're trying to like, build an amusement park or whatever, right? Like do things for so it costs money, and then something would break, and then you're spending your money on this project and you don't have enough money, so you gotta bump the taxes up a little bit, then the people start complaining, then they start leaving your town or something, so like it's just kind of, so I would play that, and sometimes they would complain a lot and I'd get mad and have a hurricane button or a tornado button or something, you just wipe out the town, right? So like what if we're Sims, okay,
I'm floating it,
and people are moving things around, and there was just a software update, and people got pissed off at us because insert whatever reason, and they hit the COVID like pandemic button, right? Button. The game still goes on. There's been a software update, which is the two things crashing together. So what if we're just Sims in people's lives?
That Bo Burnham in one of his songs is called "The Perspective from God." He says, "You're not my children. You're just a bad game of Sims." And you know what? I feel that shit. And all the time, look, you see those posts that's like, hey, whoever is my Sims creator, can you just like, make me a millionaire real quick? That'd be real cool.
I'm just
I would
saying,
love that.
If I die and I wake up and I've been in the Matrix the whole time, I'm going to be pissed.
Pissed.
Very pissed.
But at least you lived that long. You didn't get eaten by some giant mechanical bug.
Well, I still have issues with the whole movie series.
I know you do. I know you do.
I have probably as many issues with that set of movies that you have with Fast and Furious.
Okay, hold on. Fast and Furious was acceptable until they went past 5.
So I have a
final answer.
I have a weird topic, kind of motivational, kind of abstract thinking that I've been personally working on.
Okay.
I'll share with you guys. So we'll start with, there's like, I don't know, a lab rat or a lab mouse or something like that, right? And they have a cup of water. And I didn't do this. I just read about it. Disclaimer. And they put this little mouse or rat or whatever in the water, and they let it go. And it swims for 15 minutes or whatever, and then drowns and dies. Right?
Okay.
Well, they do it again, and at 13 or 14 minutes, they pull it out, dry it off, give it some food, and then they put it back in. And it swam for like 24 hours afterwards or something stupid. So like ultimately it was that, with the hope that someone's going to come pull it out before, it drowns, because that's what happened the first time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
hope being the reason that it stays alive,
or faith or whatnot, right? So
I got a song I'll play for you after this. Okay.
So I've been doing different things slightly with my life that I wasn't doing before, right? So like before I was not healthy, I was mentally not in a good spot. Like my mental health was bad, my physical health was bad. I was drinking, not healthy, wasn't exercising, diet or anything like that, right? I lacked the discipline.
You wrecked.
I'm not saying it like that. I'll get canceled again. But
again.
I really lack like discipline and stuff like that, right? So lately I've kicked that up, right? Like I get up at 4:00 in the morning, I'm in the gym at 4:30 almost every day, right? Like, maybe 2 to 3 days a month do I take off. Yeah. I'm eating, I'm meal prepping, macros. A lot of my day is prepping for the next day. Because, like, if you don't look at your bank account, it's easy to spend all the money and then have none. And it's the same with your food, right? Like if you monitor how many calories and protein and stuff like that, it's easier to control. So, so a lot of it is into prep work. Well, I've noticed that the more that I increase my discipline for food, for time, right? Like now I've started working that side gig, right? So my time is less. My food, we'll say less yummy food, right? Like, but I was eating, if I wanted a candy bar, I ate a candy bar. If I wanted 4 candy bars, I ate 4 candy bars, I'd buy some Oreos and pound it down in one night, like, while watching a movie, So like if I wanted to spend 14 hours and binge a TV show, I would, right? But now my time is so less and my food and diet and stuff that it's so low that it's like I'm breadcrumbing myself. So yesterday I went to a friend's house. Mm-hmm. I had extra time. We watched a movie. I ate, quote unquote bad food, right? Like, all these things that felt amazing. Today, I was off. So I got up, I went to the gym, and I came home, and I was like, oh, I have to get ready for work. Well, I guess I'll wash the dishes, wash clothes, take out the trash, clean the house, and man, there's still time. I guess I'll make my coffee and get in the hot tub. Then I'll just chill in the hot tub and I get out and, well, I guess I'll work on this, right? So like, when you cut your time down and then you get some time, you're much more appreciative of it. When you cut your food down and then you quote unquote have a cheat day or a snack or a cheat meal or something like that, you're much more appreciative. The same with like anything. So it's like it feels like before where I was indulging and just doing it as much as I want, I was miserable. Right. And now that I've cut it way back to almost nothing, those little small ones, I seem to use my time better, use those resources, whether it's food or calories or money or whatever, right? Better and more efficiently. And I get more joy out of them than I would have just pounding 27 Oreos back to back. It's really weird. Like, I don't know if it's going to sustain, right? Like, that's the hard part. Like, is this sustainability? But currently, it's awesome. Like the little small things, I just get so much joy out of.
Well, that's last year around this time, I was not in a good place at all.
Same.
And when I started doing therapy.
Me too.
And the greatest thing I learned is appreciating such a small win. Mm-hmm. If you get up and go to work, count it as a win. If you get up and do the dishes, it's a win.
Yep.
And when I had to force myself to break everything down and decide what I was contributing to myself and forcing myself to do however you look at it, mm-hmm.
Grateful.
Yeah, it made it better. And I've passed that on to some other friends and hadn't ever looked at it like that. They're overwhelmed with the whole picture of life and stressing about everything to where it's overwhelming. And when you break it down into a little bit at a time, it does become easier to look at.
And I agree with that, like 100%. My therapist, you know, I would spend so much time trying to get the thing perfect, right? And he told me, he said, whenever I was a little kid, he would play like mini golf with his dad, and he would cry because he wouldn't get the ball in the hole that one shot. And his dad reached down and told him, just get it close and then get it in, you know, just focus on getting it close. Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's like, apply that with your problems. Like, instead of like, you know, trying to, you know, you have this problem and spending so much time to try to make it a 10, he was like, just make it better. And if you just slowly make everything better, then incrementally you can get it better afterwards, you know? So think about it. If your car situation or house situation or whatever is at a 1, a 4 is 400% better.
Right.
Right. Yeah, it's not a 10, but it's 400% better. And if all those things, if you can bring that up just to a 4 out of 10, then think of how much better and happier your life will be. And then you can make it a 5. And it's so much easier to make it from a 4 to a 5 when you're not weighed down by all these 1s. Right. So,
right. Yeah. And prioritizing wants and needs is also a big thing, because we want a lot.
Absolutely.
But when we break down what we want and what we need, we really don't need that much.
I had a crazy theory the other day. I was in the gym and I was looking around and I was like, you know, it ever just went really bad for me, right? Like, just awful. I could spend $25 a month and basically live at the gym. They have a shower. They give you a free bottle of water every day, air conditioning, heating. My body would be incredible, right? Like, it's open 24 hours a day, right? So like, if you're back there and you hit a set and you like took a little cat nap, like on the bed, no one's gonna say anything to you at 3 o'clock in the morning when there's 4 people there.
Yeah.
Right? Like, don't abuse it. Pop to a couple different gyms of the same thing. Like, why aren't homeless people doing that? Because you know, a lot of these people like get disability checks and stuff like that. Like, you could do that while looking for a job. You get a shower, you get a tanning bed, you get, you know, like a hydro massage, weights, internet access, Wi-Fi.
Actually, you know what? It's actually kind of funny that you brought that up. Like, Maximum at one point did put out an article where it was like, if you ever are homeless, these are the things that you need to do. Get a gym membership to the 24-hour gym.
That's funny.
Number one.
There's just something I thought about yesterday.
And then
Wi-Fi.
This was before Wi-Fi was ever a thing. So it was get a gym membership at a 24-hour gym. That way you have a place. If you have your car, you have a place that's lit up, and there's always somebody coming in and out. So you're always safe. So you can sleep in your car
if you needed to.
And then
inside, take a little nap, especially in the heat or.
Then it was if you had $10, go buy sandwich stuff like peanut butter and jelly, something that can sustain itself, fill you up, and it's not going to spoil overnight.
I think the gym has a microwave. I know it's got a coffee station. I think it might even have a microwave.
So I mean, it was.
It's just going to be flooded with memberships.
Yeah,
hate me.
They're going to be like, why are all these people here? They're in great shape, but why?
I'm not going to tell that homeless guy to get out.
Yeah.
He's 4 feet wide.
They're paying my salary. Let's do this. But yeah, it's crazy that's come up, because I've said that before. Like when I started doing comedy, I had a gym membership. I left home on Monday morning and did not get home until Thursday. I would sleep in the car, work, shower at the gym, work out, and go to shows.
People do all these truck stops, like these and like the showers in there are like aren't nearly as nice, and like you have to pay for everything and stuff. Like, yeah, you got to pay for the gym membership, but what you're paying on a monthly basis.
Showers at most truck stops are $18 per shower.
Yeah,
whereas double that, and you can get continuous showers.
And be healthy because you've been sitting in a truck all day if you're driving or whatever, right? So go get some exercise, move your legs, right? Like Wi-Fi. Apparently Club 4, which I didn't know, but someone said, so this isn't verified, but they'll give you a free bottle of water every day. That's worth the price alone. If a bottle of water is $1, right? Like, retail, then that's worth the price alone because, their membership's like $25. So
yeah, you go 30 days.
Yeah,
you're up on them.
Yeah, you're up $5.
Yeah, you're up $5, and you got free Wi-Fi, right? You get your little pay-as-you-go phone. Hook it up to their Wi-Fi. Now, if you're outside in your car, Wi-Fi probably still works out there. So now you can put in applications and resumes the whole time while working on your body, right? Like, not that hard. And I'm sure if you buddied up with a gym buddy, they'd like give you a hot meal or something, right? Like,
man, you've lost a lot of weight.
Oh my God, you become a personal trainer.
There you go.
Who's available all the time.
Yeah, you've lost a lot of weight, man. You're looking really good,
dude. You get cash out. Get cash out. Become a personal trainer. There you go. Get cash out. Become a personal trainer. You go in there and you give people tips and stuff like that. Now you got a reason to be there,
and you're getting paid to be there.
And you're getting paid to be there. It's covering your membership until you get back on your feet. And they're gonna listen to you if your back looks like a Dorito. Right?
Yeah.
If it looks like they can hang glide on that thing, they're going to listen to you. Look at that guy. His abs have abs that have veins on top of them. So I should listen to that. And you got free Wi-Fi. So you just, in the meantime, listen to a bunch of YouTube videos on like Dr. Mike and exercise techniques and stuff like that.
Yep.
Done. And you're homeless, so you're just eating probably protein and water anyway to try to keep it cheap. Yeah. So your diet's going to be amazing. Just make the best out of it, right? Come out looking like The Rock.
Not that tall.
Right? Oh, dang it. Now we're back to that again. See, it came first.
Full circle.
Full circle.
6 foot. Well, okay. So my approach on life is so. Forever ago, actually it was like 8 years ago or something like that, I went through a whole homeless ordeal. And in the middle of this homeless ordeal, Bo, you look creepy in the camera. It's at 1 hour and 2 minutes. Calm down.
I was just looking.
You're just terrifying our viewers, our 0 viewers right now. Okay, so when I was homeless, I heard, and I say old motivational speech because it was in black and white and skittery, but the guy was explaining, he just kept saying positive breeds positive. And for years I preached that till eventually it turned into, it's actually the law of attraction. But with it is, like...
Did he go door to door selling TVs?
He looked like he did.
No, I meant like did he tell a story about that?
No, not that I recall.
The only reason why is because I might know who it was you listened to.
Well, I mean, maybe, but this guy was talking about, like, if you have positive music, positive people, you're going and doing positive things, more positive things are likely to happen to you. And the same with the contrary, with all the negativity. Something else that was very noteworthy was setting little goals for yourself. Like, everybody should have at least one big goal, right? But we never really think about the little goals. The charger's over there. We never really think about the little goals. And the little goal could be, all right, well, today I think I want to walk around the block. Or it could be, I want to, clean out my bathroom today, or do the dishes. Just something small that whenever you get done doing that, you can say, I did it. And it feels like you're progressing. Good job, Bo. You did great.
This is how we do our earthquakes.
That was really good. But having that goal, just like you were like taking it as a little win, it's the same ordeal. You say, all right, well, you know what? I finished the dishes today. I completed a goal and I did great. And that's just putting a positive thought on yourself. It could really be something just small that people consider insignificant, but once you get it done, positive, and then you take that positivity, turn it into more positivity.
Grow on it. There's a challenge. It's a 7-day challenge.
Okay.
Sounds so easy. And it's for 7 days. You don't have a negative thought. Okay.
You stay that.
So hold on. So it sounds easy, right? But if you do have a negative thought, you start it over.
Well,
you start over. You're back at day one. So the goal is to, after a period of time, even if something bad happens, what did I learn from this? Or how can I not do this thing again? You know what I mean? Like you pull the positive out of it.
Well, you can.
So I need to get rid of my coworkers. Gotcha.
Yes. So you can start that with something that I try to do with my friends whenever they call and say, like, they're just sitting there complaining about their day. First, I'll let them let it out, because ranting is magic. You let that out, now you feel good, you feel better, you've done said it. It's kind of like washed off your chest. First off, I tell them that they need to not. Okay, so if you talk about the negative over and over, you are reliving that negative.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have one, maybe two people that you let that out to, and then try not to think about it anymore.
Tony Robbins says the same thing.
Okay.
I think it's like 5 minutes or something like that. You can say whatever you want to, and then it's done.
Okay. It usually takes me longer than 5 minutes to let out a full rant. But once that full rant is out, it's like you breathe and you're like, oh shit, you know what? I feel better. But on top of that, whenever you are done with your ranting, tell me 3 positive things that happened today. And it could be something like, well, traffic wasn't that bad, or that bitch from accounting didn't talk to me today. Just any 3 positive things you can come up with for that day. And you starting by recognizing the positive within the negatives can certainly help with building up your mindset to be more positive.
To add to both of y'all's thing, a guy that I know had some health issues, and it got pretty bad, and it was looking not good for him, and got a good diagnosis. And afterwards, for months, every time I'd see his post on Facebook, that morning it was, thank God for another 24 to get it right. So another 24 hours to get it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there was a TED talk that basically said, this person was told they had 6 months to live or whatever. And, that 6 months was the darkest time of their life. And then on the 7th month, they woke up. And it was like stolen time. And they lived for another 1.5 years after that, and traveled and created so many memories and stuff. So, I think that's the thing, is to look for every day as, what can I get,
Yeah.
Now, and I'm guilty of, there's days where I go to work and I just want to conquer everything, right? And there's days where I just kind of want to get through it, right? Like, there's some days, but I try to get from each day instead of trying to get through each day, right? Like, I try to pull something from it. Now, there's some days you're not really feeling too hot, or, woke up on the wrong side, but, do your best to, like you said, focus on the positive and stuff like that. So,
okay, so like,
Go ahead.
how much, if say you're on your own, how much would it cost to go get a number 1 from Mickey D's?
I don't know, $8.
Approximately $8. You can go ahead and round up to 10. Every time we go out to a fast food restaurant, I account for at least $10 for each person. If you like doing anything with your time, if you like concerts, there are concerts that are free. There are concerts that is $30 to get in, which is 3 number 1s. There are concerts that are more expensive, but if you can't do the more expensive, you can do the lesser. And there's so many free things to get out and go do. People forget to, instead of investing your money into something that's just like this temporary thing that's not really doing anything for you, go invest in your memories.
Yeah.
And enjoy your fucking life.
Yeah, because you can't take the things with you.
Yeah.
But that's why
like when I die, I'm not gonna have a Mickey D's bag in my casket.
Right.
But
that's why my next goal is to be able, I don't want to not work. I think I need to work mentally, but I don't want to work 6-7 days a week. I want to work around 3 to 4 days. I want to be around 25 to 30 hours. So something kind of lowish, but enough income coming in to where I can do what I want. So therefore I want to travel and I want to be able to do other things. So like that's my next life goal, is to like get to a point to where I am working, because by not working, I'm going to not appreciate my time. So I need to work enough to where I can appreciate my time, you know, and still have some extra funds coming in, but then not too much to where I start taking that time for granted. But it's the same thing with a relationship. You get in a relationship, oh my God, you know, date, so happy, you know, and then like X number of time later, you're like,
yeah,
what do you want to eat? You know, like,
yeah.
you know, because you're not appreciating that time, you know, so like you need to like make sure you learn how to do that for yourself and for whether that's partners or, you know, something, you know, so like think of everything as a resource and learn how to make the most.
Can you imagine? Because like now I'm gonna like I've already been holding on to like bracelets from festivals I've been at, like guitar picks I've caught at different concerts, and like just like the little trinkets that are just remind me of everything, and just like at the end of my days, there's just like a bucket or something over here with all these different wristbands, and like as you go to say goodbye to me, put a wristband on me and just like bury me with my memories. You don't want your memories to just be like, oh yeah, I went to McDonald's and like, you know, I stayed home a lot. Like
number one.
Yeah, get the number one, no lettuce. And like that's your life, is you went home, you went to work, and every once in a while you got some food somewhere. That's a boring, monotonous life. And when you lead a life of monotony, you are more likely to suffer from depression and to be unhealthy overall, physically and mentally. Because if you're not mentally healthy, then it's very, very fucking difficult to be physically healthy. And being physically healthy can make you better mentally healthy.
Yeah. I broke out of that rat race lately. In the last couple months.
You say that you've been going and doing things, but guess what you haven't been doing a whole lot of? Fucking comedy, man.
No, I haven't.
No, I'm gonna start joking about you behind your back.
But you're happy?
Okay. Yeah. I went to Ohio to Cedar Point Amusement Park.
So
a couple of months or end of August.
So let's talk about money.
Okay.
Money is time. We sell our time for money. Okay. 90-something% of it is sold for money. Now, whether that's, you know, salary, and, you know, we can get the job done sooner or later, right? Or that's just an hourly rate. And that hourly rate is adjusted by the demand for the value that we're bringing to the marketplace. Not value that we have as a person, but the value we bring to the marketplace. So to get someone to sweep a floor, lots of people can do that. You're going to make minimum wage. But for someone to, I don't know.
He's a welder.
Yeah, but for someone to do underwater stainless steel welding or something like that, right? Like they've had to go to school and some classes, some dangers and stuff involved in that, right? So that's going to cost more per hour to have done, but it's worth it so your ship doesn't sink or something, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, there's
like the demand isn't necessarily high, but it's very strong.
Right. So time and money are very much married and joined together. If we're talking about our Sims world, right? The time is literally money and money is time. So you only have 24 hours in a day, but I could have 32 or 40. How? Well, I could hire you two for 8 hours. Right? So now I've got more done during the day by using my money and your time to get something done. But I only have 24 hours in a day. Right. So with that being said, so now that they're, you know, tied together, money is a game of doubles. There used to be an old thing when I was a kid that said, you know, I want a penny a day, and every day I want to double it for a month. And the goal is that after a month's time, you're a millionaire, right? Because, you know, it goes from 1 cent to 2 cent to 4 to 8, you know, 16, and ultimately it gets to really big numbers, right? So if that is, we'll say that with $1, right? Because, you know, we're past the penny now. I don't even know why they still make pennies, but we're past the penny now. So it's that with $1, okay? So if we spend so much time buying these number ones and keeping up with the Joneses and buying these things that we don't need or whatever. But if we really truly focused on getting $1, keeping as much of it as we can, and then
Scrooging that shit.
and then doubling it, right?
Right.
But, okay. So they say
Scrooge.
They say it takes about 10 years to get a good amount of money, right? So, because you keep as much as you can, but cost of living, you got to buy food and, X, Y, and Z. But, but if you take that, and if you can double it, right? So let's say I spent $5, bought a bunch of water, took it to the park on a hot day and sold meat for $1 a piece. Well, I turned $5 into 40. All right. So I did more than double, right? But at a certain level, that's unsustainable. There's only so much time in a day. Not everyone's going to want water, right? I don't look good in, bikini top, so they're not going to buy from me. So like, and so it's going to be really hard to become a millionaire with a bottle of water. But if you get like this much time and double it, the first little bit is the hardest to get, because going from 1 to 2 to 4 to 8 to 16 to 32 to 64 to 128, right? Like each one of those, if that is a day, that's a long time, right? But what if you're 100,000? Right? Now you have resources.
And turn it around.
Now you've got
My father
resources.
gave me a small loan of $1 million.
Now you've got resources to hire somebody to make more, right? Or hire a team or get materials. And the cool thing about the world today is oftentimes we don't have to be around necessarily to make that money. We can spend initial time investment of a website that can make money while we're sleeping, right? Warren Buffett said, unless you figure out how to make money while you're sleeping, you'll work till you die.
Yeah.
Right. So like you make money, but ultimately, if you can figure out a way for the first 10 years of your life to just work really hard and double your money and, put that into some kind of interest bearing account or invest it in yourself as far as an idea that you have or something to that extent, then you can live the rest of your life like you want to. Our life is really screwed up. We spend our youngest period when we're our healthiest, right? Both mentally and physically.
Yeah, killing ourselves.
Well, essentially, right?
I think he means in school.
And no, we're killing ourselves. Whether that's alcohol or cigarettes or partying or eating or in school or anything that we're doing, we're spending the best part of our life working to try to get money. And then later when we retire is when our body's breaking down.
Yeah.
Right? Like imagine if you had money as a kid and then as you get older, it got lesser and lesser. You know what I mean? So like I would love to see some kind of plan put in place. They don't teach finances in school. You know why they have school? Yeah. It was to get people ready for a factory. Yeah. Right? 8 to 3. Yeah, bells, dingers, right? Like all that stuff is obsolete, but like they don't teach like taxes or
economics.
That kind of stuff in school. Okay, you go take an economics class and then get in the real world.
I had an economics class in my school, and you know what? They didn't really go over what I needed to learn as an adult.
Do you know how to file a W-4 or 1099 or what the difference between?
They taught us. My class did. We went through stock market. We went through
economics for us was a 3-month class where they just kind of like all of that they hit for one day and never came back to it.
We had
teach the entire 30
we did a faux
class.
Business where they gave us a product. 4 people in a group. They gave us a product. You had to figure out.
School?
In Florida, Sebring, Florida.
There you go.
Yeah.
But they budgeting, taxes.
All of that. But again, I'm a little bit older, but not that much.
You see, like, I mean, we had the economics class, like I said, but as per the budgeting, one day, and all of that was like basically like how to do a checkbook, and that was one day, which by the way was 1 hour of a class for 30 students to figure out how to do it. Anything that had, I don't even think we did the W-2 thing, like the W-2, like they handed out W-2s to everybody. It was like, here, try filling this out. And there were questions all over the place. Nobody really knew what the hell they were doing at the end of the class. And that was it. The end. The teacher just had you turn it in.
I feel a lot better about Miss White now.
I guess my point of the story was
buy your time more valuable.
Buy your time now. Buy your freedom now.
Yeah.
Right? Spend, what's this?
You got to spend money to make money?
No. Oh my God. Dave Ramsey. Couldn't think of his name for a second. Says,
live
like no one else so you can live like no one else, right? So like spend the first 10 years. Yeah, spend the first 10 years and live like no one else and buy your freedom.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Play the game of doubles, double it as much as you can, and later on live your time for free. I'm 42. She said she was homeless. I was homeless.
Yeah.
My family was homeless whenever I was a kid. They would lock us out of the motel that we were paying daily on, and I was dumpster diving, and it was rough, right? So like, I don't want to go back to that. Right. So, people think that Monopoly is not a fair game, but Monopoly is totally a fair game because everyone starts at the same spot on the board.
Right.
With the same amount of money, the same amount of real estate, and what's random is the dice roll. Whereas in life, people start with more money, less money, no money in the hole. I started with negative credit. I was owed money from where stuff was put in my name, right? Like with real estate, with no real estate, and then with random spots all over the board. So life is more unfair than the game of Monopoly, right? And we still get the randomness of the rolls. Right. So save now for later. Whatever it's eggs.
Eggs.
She looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah, he's making all of us eggs, actually.
I can smell eggs. I knew it.
He said, they're not going to know. And you're over here with that nose.
Eggs.
Protein.
Earlier, when you were going through your whole...
Yeah. How many do you want?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm good, thank you.
2.
Okay.
We got 3 eggs. When you were going through your part of the whole spiel, you said Tony Robinson, and all I could picture was him in an elevator with Jack Black.
Yeah, I bought that.
What the hell, Banana Hands?
Shallow Hal. I bought that recently.
What the hell, Banana Hands? That's all I could picture. As soon as you said the name, I was like, "Oh my God!"
Tony Robbins.
I had to laugh. I couldn't stop. I was like, "Oh God, I'm gonna laugh."
I found a bunch of old burned CDs, and the other day I just sat in my car for 30 minutes listening to them. Ooh. There was like all kinds of like stuff in there, like Hollywood Undid, and just I forgot about that song or whatever, right? And then I found the Jim Rohn CD, and that's what kind of got me started on my. I guess self-betterment, like journey or whatever. Yeah. So
I mean, and the thing is mental health really needs to be a big topic because a lot of people don't take care of themselves mentally.
For the record, I'm going to give a shout out. There's a podcast called Dad Mentality, hosted by Rodney Glover, aka the Beast One. And he tackles subjects such as mental health for men, subjects that most men don't generally talk about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He said he wanted me to come on, didn't he? Whenever we were on the game.
Probably.
Night.
I often will say something that shows my vulnerability on Facebook for that reason. Because people see, just post a picture of this or just did that or blah, blah. It's like he's invincible or is this or that. Like, no. Like, I have trauma, I had rough childhood, like I have things I'm still working on, and like stuff happens to everybody. I'm not like invincible from it. You know what I mean? Like
I don't even post anymore.
Yeah,
I'm one of those girls that try to put just the positive things on there, which is kind of annoying, honestly, because, like, imagine you have 5 years of trying to post only the positive things and then your relationship falls apart and people are like, oh my God, y'all were so happy. What happened? And I'm like, you didn't see the other stuff. Right. Yeah. You only saw what I wanted you to see.
Yeah.
They said that about my marriage when they went south.
Oh, man, what happened?
Yeah.
Both over there like, I don't know. Actually,
I really didn't know. I was at work all the time. I was trying to pay bills.
It's like you see the happy, but you don't see the argument.
I always post. Or I for a long time I tried to post positive stuff, but now I just post I hate Jimmy. But it's usually just funny. If I really hate, newsflash, spoiler alert, if I really hated Jimmy, I wouldn't go meet him at the gym every day.
Yeah. So you're one of those that whenever you say, I'm going to go to the gym, you really mean the gym and a guy named Jim.
Jimmy.
Yeah, because like some woman will be like, I'm going to the gym. And what they mean is a guy named Jim. I've seen those.
That's funny because like his I think his TikTok name or thing is Gym Nerd.
I love that. But this has been a pretty great episode thus far. We went over a lot of compelling subjects.
How would you like your egg stuff?
Order up, please.
Extra protein.
But yeah, we've gone over some excellent subjects today as per physical health, mental health, the well-being of lifestyles, and how to better yourself. This has been probably the most healthy episode we've ever made. And we have the amazing Tommy Wetjen to thank for that.
I just fake it till I make it.
Fake it till you make it. You've got multiple businesses. We should be listening hella to you.
I'm faking that too.
Faking that too.
I'm a loser.
No, you rock, man. We appreciate having you on the show today.
Thanks for the invite. It was awesome.
Absolutely. And y'all can find the direct link for the Spotify episode on our website, which will be listed in the description for this episode on. We have Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. We've also got our YouTube, our Facebook, and a moderate TikTok that y'all can go check out. There will be a video of Tommy on TikTok later on today. So y'all go check that out. Y'all listen to this episode. Y'all share, you like, you subscribe.
Comment.
Yeah, commenting is very important. Give us attention.
Yeah.
Because we fucking like that.
I do.
Yeah.
And the algorithms like that.
Yeah.
Send this shit to your friend and say, hey, I relate to 4 minutes and 32 seconds in. I don't care.
Yeah. Just press play and like go walk the dog or something.
Yeah. We're on Amazon. So like if you've got Amazon Music, just play that shit. It doesn't skip by episodes, so I found that out. But just play that shit
You know what
when you go to work.
Our most listened episode was episode 30. No, 29.
29. It was our porn episode.
We talked about porn.
That's it. Penises, vaginas, and Bo told me about different kinds of porns that he'd watched.
I was forced to watch. It was
the game at work.
The gross game that coworkers started, and once they started, they got on a roll. And there was some odd stuff.
Yeah, and then he proved to me that some of that stuff existed afterwards.
So,
titty fucking is totally different for me now.
what?
You were traumatized.
Yeah, I'm displeased.
Whole new meaning.
Yes. So you should, sir, at least go check out episode 29. And
I don't know, it might dramatize. all his mental health he's done so great with. It'd be a step back.
Gone. Well, anyhow, y'all check this out. Y'all check us out. Y'all send it to your friends so you can check them out. You can see all of the things that you couldn't hear on today's episode on Facebook and YouTube. Better Than Being Bored podcast. And y'all have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
You got to confirm, I think. Yeah. That's okay.